Hey everybody, welcome to Jade and XD's recap of brand new 90 Day Fiance Love in the Caribbean Season 2
Tropical fantasy twist.
Tahitian Treat. So, uh, this is something new. I know that 90 Day Fiance is just a lot. Like, it's so many episodes. They have their own channel on Discovery Plus, so it's very hard to catch up on like regular 90 Day Fiance. So when we find
Which
smaller
I just,
iterations,
yeah.
yeah. So when we find smaller iterations, it's easier to catch up with.
hmm
This time around, we're starting with season 2 of this iteration because I had no idea it existed last time.
Me neither. There's too
And
many.
yeah, there's too many. But boy, am I glad we found this.
I'm going to be honest with you. When you presented the idea of watching this, as much as I have never really been disappointed with any iteration of 90 Day Fiance,
hmm
I just immediately was turned off. I was like, ugh, okay. And it was because the way that they brand it, not what it is. The way that they brand it, it gives me like those Netflix, like Love Island and all that shit. And that shit
hmm
just irks me.
Yeah.
So I was not hype about this iteration. And then I watched episode 1.
Yeah.
Who shall we
Ooh.
begin with?
Right. So the premise of this show is five couples who have met, five Americans who have met the object of their affections in Caribbean isle or nations off the water, because not everything
Yes.
is in the Caribbean.
No, it's not.
And it's their stories about how if they're coming to America or not. So, anywho, let's start with ooh, let's start from the beginning.
Oh, with Danielle and Yohan, aka the White Priestess and Dominican Goliath.
Yeah, I don't have names for them yet
I
because
have for a
I'm
few.
same, but these two not because I wasn't sure if I was going to call her Dolazal or if
That's also,
I
we could call her Nkechi. I'm down with Nkechi, Priestess Nkechi.
Nkechi, Priestess
Because
Nkechi, and oh, I know what I called him. I have it in my notes. Yeah, so we can call her Nkechi and I Black Puppy. Yes, I Black Puppy. Okay, so Danielle and Yohan, right?
hmm
So it starts out with Danielle, who says that she is a New York City history teacher,
19 years.
19 years. And my next note says, "Oh, she's a light-skinned healer." Wait.
What? She's not a light-skinned healer.
No.
She is a Caucasian student of Ifa. Now,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
um, you know,
hmm
I, I understand.
I don't, and I'm.
No, 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 no. No, that's not
Oh.
this. I wasn't gonna say I
Okay.
understand this.
Okay.
There are certain judgments that, nah, fuck that. I'm not. I feel weird about it,
I
and
can't. She kept.
I
You
don't
know
care.
what? She kept throwing that word ancestor around, and I said, "Hmm."
Exactly. I was like, say what it is, Queen. Ghost, and and I don't, I don't understand how you all feel like you can subscribe to African spirituality, and like I understand different things. That's what I was. I understand different aspects of things resonate with other people, right? I'm sure there are Asian people who are walking around saying, "How the fuck you claiming Buddhist, bitch?" Like, I don't know, I can't, but maybe so. So
Right.
I don't. If they did, I couldn't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I also understand that there are certain beliefs within different um, denominations and facets of spirituality that resonate with people, but it don't resonate with me.
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
when a person of Nordic, descent, I don't. I'm like, damn, we can't have not even God, not even like Orisha, not even spirit, not. Yo, I just don't want to hear a white person say a legua. Like, I just don't. And that may be a problematic view, but that's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Because a lot of my notes keep saying, "Is she allowed?" Question mark. Because I just, you know, again, I don't know. This could be like a, how I'm confused with Kalani. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Or it could be
This is not even Kalani. This
or
is
like Ruth Nega in passing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It
even
could be.
then. We all know Roof nigga is half nigga. Like, like you said, I should have worn my words mean things shirt on this. Angela Davis does not approve. I'm just like,
Yeah,
it just don't sit. It just sits in my spirit like 3-day old scrambled eggs. You shouldn't
yeah,
eat those.
yeah. So we learned that she's a single mom, um, from like a teen mom. She was a single mom.
Yeah, something like that.
You see her apartment. She has every like Instagram spiritual woo woo practice in her apartment.
Every single one. Chinese dollars. She's got crystals. She's got Orisha
Mm-hmm,
representation. She's got
mm-hmm,
everything.
mm-hmm.
And again, different aspects of spirituality can resonate with you, but she was just giving me big searching
Yeah,
vibes. Shout
big
out to Roy
astro.
Ayers.
Yeah, big astro world on Instagram energy.
Yeah,
Astrology world.
like if you just purchase these sage bundles from me, it's going to be 20% off. All you have to put is code Babalao. And I'm like,
Yeah,
nah.
yeah. I know she steams her vagina, like all that. Although, well, as we learned, she may have to. So, you know. So, anywho, she went to the Dominican Republic about 5 years ago to, get her groove back.
Yeah, yeah.
Her and her homegirls, who, by the way, are the realest bitches on reality TV.
That is what you talking
I swear.
about.
Friendship,
Okay.
sisterhood.
I was like, oh, okay, this is okay. Like, you the friend who don't listen, but they the
Yeah.
friends you need around.
Yes. Yes.
Boots.
So while she was, getting her groove back in the DR, she met a black puppy, which is Yohan. Yohan is a yoga and fitness instructor. Every, home white, housewife's dream. They all have a affair with their yoga instructor with some
Yeah,
exotic
or their
French
pool
name.
boy, or their
Yeah,
AC man. You know.
yeah, stuff like that. Um, the interesting thing about it is that they're almost 2 feet apart, like
Yeah,
height wise.
full. She's 4'11", he's 6'7".
Yeah, so that's a lot. Now, mind you, I dated somebody who I was a foot taller than, and I No. Like,
I've dated somebody who I was a foot shorter than. It did
what?
what it did.
What do you mean? What grade were you in?
Great. I'm talking about. He's taller than me.
Oh, I thought you said that that he was a
A
foot
foot. Then
shorter
no,
than
I'm a
you.
foot shorter. Please, that's
Oh,
standard.
oh, oh, oh,
Uh,
oh. I was gonna say Jade.
no,
Girl. Get in front
no,
of some
and
people. It's gonna be
that worked
okay.
out just fine.
I
But
know
in
that's
this
right.
particular, but in this particular, wait, the other day, I forget what we were talking about, but we did have to reference, previous ex partners and whatever conversation we were having. We was leaving the Bilal show, walking to the car, and I said something about, oh yeah, we passed, the Marriott in Times Square that's by the juniors, and
Mm-hmm.
you have that walkway through where you can go to the other street.
Mm-hmm.
We're walking through that little corridor thing to get to the parking garage on the other block. And so I know I've been inside this hotel. Like, I haven't really been inside too many Times Square hotels, but I know I've been inside this one. I was like, I'm trying to remember why. He's like, why, you had a little sneaky link in there or something? And I was like, no, I've never had sex in this one. I was like, I mean, I've definitely.
This
I was like, there have been hotels, and then he stops. I'm walking, and I realize he's not beside me, so I look, and he stops, and he's going, and,
one.
and he references old TV, the days of yesteryear. He was like, I don't know if I want to walk next to old gangbang over there.
Oh, that's oh my god, that's funny. Oh my gosh,
We had us a little cackle on the street.
whew, that is funny. Oh my gosh. Um, so our Black Poppies doesn't speak a lick of English.
Mm-mm.
But they don't
Very
allow
little.
that to define their love. Uh,
Right, because they have a spiritual connection.
they are spiritually
They're
married.
spiritually married. We're going to have us a spiritual
Spiritual
divorce
divorce party.
party.
Oh, I miss her.
Oh,
Gosh.
so much. Yolanda Queen. Get away from the
Yes,
evils of the police force. But
exactly.
so your girl Danielle, who's 42 by the way, and your and Catchy Priestess is 42, and I Black Poppy is 32. That's not the worst.
No.
Um, she just has a grown son and is fully getting her groove back. She also has not told her friends or loved ones that she is getting married as soon as she gets to DR in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Keep talking.
also, we must note that they have spent all of 2 weeks together total in person.
Two
They've been.
weeks.
Hmm. So they're getting married when she touches down, and so she brings her homegirls together to let them know, and they are fully not on
Right.
board with this idea.
Right. It's a little book club wind down. I know it was on a Wednesday. And so she
Yeah,
tells them, like, hey, I met a man a couple months ago. And oh, we forgot to tell you that they engaged, by the way.
they're engaged. They've been together 5 months, and again have spent 2 weeks together.
Right. Very standard Matt Sharp TV.
Hmm.
So um her homegirls, now mind you, one of them is pregnant, which is
Yes.
very important because I was like, you're gonna get this girl's blood pressure all the way up, and she was 30 weeks, so I'm like, I don't know if she gonna deliver right now because Mama was invested and upset with her friend. So Danielle, and Kitche tells them, like, about Yohan, and it instantly goes into Absolutely not. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
they
What are you
drag her.
doing?
They drag her
And
for
she's like,
8
well, I
minutes
want to have a
straight.
baby and my time is running out. And they were like, okay, bitch, have a baby with him, but you don't have to get married. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing right now? Like, no, we don't have to do it this way. There are new ways of doing this.
Her friends talking about a couple weeks ago, she wanted a dog. And they listed all the pros and cons, and they're just like, bitch, you don't even want a dog. Like, what do you, a baby, a man, marriage?
They were like, this is not a dog.
It
They
was
were
a
like,
very New York friendship. They
this
were
is
very,
it. They were like, this is the most ungrounded. She's the most ungrounded of all of us. It's just
yeah,
honest.
yeah. They dragged her for 8 solid minutes on television. And
Yeah.
then, eventually they were like, well, at least what does he look like? Damn it. Like, if you do it all this, what he look like? So then she
Which
showed,
again, mood.
yeah. Yeah.
This is very relatable content.
Yeah, like one, like if you so head over heels and shit, since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing. Let me see the picture. So she
Since
shows
you
us,
know every fucking thing. I love that
right.
fucking video.
Um, so they see a picture of Yohan and they're just like, oh, okay, I get it, girl. I get it. And then we go into an extensive conversation about this man's Johnson. Now, yeah, he got a baby leg, and she says when they have sex, they can't have it too often because she needs to recover.
Yeah, she said his dick is as long as her actual forearm.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I didn't need to know that. Like I didn't need to know that about him. I could assume that's what it was going to be like, and I kind of guessed why. That's why mom is like, let's get married because people get fall under a
he's the
spell
one who
when it comes
proposed to
to,
her, actually.
well, they all don't all Caribbean men do.
Yeah.
Don't mean that
No. Yeah.
I mean, didn't old boy propose to Felicity in the last iteration we watched, and he had other chiquitas on the side.
Yeah.
See, I'm just saying it happens. The stereotype is
Okay.
here on the show.
Oh, no, no. It was that video you sent me.
I can't post that shit on
No, you cannot. No, you can't.
Just I can link y'all to it. I'll tell you that.
I don't know.
Whatever, it aired on NBC.
Okay. All right, that's not our fault then.
Yeah, it's not our fault.
Just know XD sent it to me and watched me watch it. Hmm.
I'll link the video down below. The whole thing. It's the very first thing that you'll see, and you'll be like, "Oh my god!"
He gave me no warning.
Neither did
None.
NBC. I was so confused. We see Nikki Bella and Simon Cowell on the thing, and we're just like, "What's about to happen?" Then you have Terry Crews in his wardrobe
It's
from White Chicks
chaos.
that he still wears 20 years
Oh, it's
later,
chaos. It's
and then
chaos.
and then you have this big ramp, and then it progressively like gets worse. Anyway, another TV show. So her friends are gathering her, and they're just like, "This is dumb." And she then tells them about this tattoo he got of a dollar sign. And this is where white women, like, I don't know how to apply this, like, use this in another word. So I'm just going to say it here. I was like, white women take drag way too far. Because, like, just because he got a dollar sign tatted on himself, that's standard nigga shit to me. But she automatically took it to think that now that he is with her, he got
And her homegirls were partly responsible for that aspect.
right. Like, oh, does that mean like you won a prize, like you got your meal ticket, that sort of thing?
It's not even his currency. So does that mean that he's trying to show that that's what his goal is, or that you're the ultimate? So now he has you. I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? This
You
is
taking drag too far. I'm telling you.
yeah. I know. Like,
Sometimes
simmer
people think
down, Shea
that.
Coulee. You're doing a
Yes.
good job until you
Yeah.
start
It's
doing too
too much. Too much. Too
much.
much, Taquita.
We love Shea Coulee, by the way. You've got
Yeah.
to watch the Patreon for context.
Yeah. So they they sit and gather her and they're just like, okay, girl, what are you gonna do? And this lady is like, I love him and I'm gonna go and be with him. And that was the end of that.
Mm. VaLentine, aka Turn the Wigs Around, and Carlos, aka Zoltar.
Oh, I have Carlos, aka Elgin Charles, and Valentine with a capital L. His name is Black Gay Weave Gentleman.
Immediately I started calling him Turn the Wigs Around, and I can't stop.
It is such an oh god, it is such an aggressive wig.
And it's like horribly placed. It's
It starts right here at his
it's like
eyelash line.
like how them Dallas niggas took that shit on the back of their head and
Hmm.
it crawled forward.
Yeah, yeah. Cause it sits like right here, and the little like
Yes.
space for the sideburns, and then it stops like right here.
It's so aggressive. It's so bad. It's
It's
so bad. And
th-
his name is Valentine, like you said, with a capital L.
I was like,
I
oh,
was
see,
like, there's
it's he
it's
stylized his
so
name just like Bella Hooks. What's that?
so many things. Stop it. Stop it.
Pioneeress King Bella Hooks. So, um,
Oh.
Carlos, aka Elgin Charles, is from Colombia. He looks exactly like Elgin Charles. I'll give a damn. He has long hair. He has handlebar mustache. He works out. He's fit. All that good stuff.
I look. Have you seen Go Google Zoltar.
No, that's Zoloff. Okay. Oh yes, he does look like Zoltar. The fortune telling machine.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
Zoltar.
Yeah. So this is gay storylines on TV shows always make me giggle because it's always a gay who has this notion that they think that nobody knows about their sexuality when they are as gay as Christmas.
Carlos rolled up on his moped with rainbow socks on,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
and
And hoochie daddy
the,
shorts,
which that I think that might be more cultural, and like
which, yes,
you know that might be more cultural. The hoochie daddy shorts can go either way, but you are talking about this extremely conservative island, which I understand there's different levels to conservatism, but you're talking about how conservative this island is, and then you just roll up on this revel in these rainbow socks,
yeah.
and then him and his crew met up, and I was like,
So nobody know.
nobody knows. And I was like, this is not a secret,
That's what be
especially
killing me.
the one friend.
Who asked the hard hitting questions?
Oh, let me tell you something. Okay, a
Yeah.
batch of Linda Ellerby's. Like,
Yes. So this storyline was very layered and it was an educational seminar. It
Baby.
was a clinic
Baby.
in delusions.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so, Carlos, Elgin Charles, he likes to work out. He's gay and nobody knows, lol. And he's been in love with this gentleman named Dewan Valentine, who goes by Valentine, and it is spelled capital V, lowercase a, capital L,
Capital L.
lowercase ENTINE.
Time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So we meet black gay weave gentleman, and he fits every old gay stereotype. He worked in HR,
Mm-hmm.
and
He
he
sings by
does
night.
and he sings by night. He's very Kyle Barker. Like he works in the corporate world by day, and then by night he's you know
Hold on. She looking real sleek. That's her ass cheeks. She
I
looking
liked,
real sleek.
and I quote, I like to write music about empowerment. Because she got weaved down to her asshole.
He said she looking real sleek
Mm-hmm.
down to her ass cheeks.
Ask everybody, ask Dr. Kia to tell you the iPhone sleek story.
We're gonna be texting to her right now.
Like you
Let
go
me see
sleep.
here. Oh wait, I was about to text you. Where's she at? XD said, "Tell me the iPhone sleek story."
Mm-hmm. Um, so while she's doing that, so black gay weave gentleman, he's in his 40s. He's almost 50 actually. He's 46, and he came out at 18. So that was in the 1800s. So you know, um, like all my notes keep saying his wig is so aggressive. It keeps commenting on the wig, like I just could not get over
I
it.
know. I randomly wrote throughout my notes. Turn the wigs around. Turn the wigs around.
It's so bad. It's so bad. We were
And
watching
nobody
it.
says anything.
Nobody, they let it rock. And that's how you know people have horrible friends. Or they're afraid because, he's black and they don't want to say anything. But like we had a 15-minute in-depth discussion about this wig. Like we had to stop because it didn't have to be that way. Like you know what I mean? Like if you just pulled it back or just shave this down a bit, like why is it so much here?
Who? It's because it is not placed correctly.
It's like it's like a half wig. Like you
It
know how
is.
like when,
It's like they did the whole install and then took off like strips.
yeah. Or
Or they
like
stopped the install at a weird place. I don't
yeah,
know.
like how like those new stylists are like, come parted and come washed and have braided or whatever the fuck. That's what I feel like what happened. Like they're just like, well, this is what you paid for because you didn't do what I asked you to,
He
and
got
it's
his
just like
hair done
that.
in somebody's living room in Atlanta.
Yeah. No, and
please
the
come
problem
with your
is,
please come with your hair washed, blown out, styled, and twisted.
yeah, the fuck am I coming here
Ooh,
for?
bitch,
The problem is
why?
he also is from he's from Brooklyn but lives in Los Angeles.
hmm
I was
Um,
like, so that explains this weave situation. Although, by where I used to live in Brooklyn, the barber shop used to do weave installations for men.
Which I'm not mad at that. Like, whatever you need to feel good about yourself, King, but it just can't be with this install. I talk
Mhm.
about bitches with bad wigs too. Like, everybody can get it. A bad install is a bad install. Whether
Mhm.
you're getting a heavy ass animal on top of your head or this little half bootsy fade shag
It's so
situation, or if
strange.
you're getting new teeth installed in somebody's dining room. I'm going to talk about you
Bigly.
because I did see that.
Yeah, big time.
And by the way, report those people. Snitch. Okay.
Every time I see that shit on Instagram, I report.
I said, this bitch is getting teeth installed in somebody's diet. Is that Kirkland toilet paper behind her?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Niggas going to Olive Garden and getting implants installed. Braces.
Veneers. These were full on veneers.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Anyway.
not. At least just go to Costa Rica or whatever. Anywho, they met on the internet. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
all gays do.
Mm-hmm.
It's important, whatever. He said, I have a thing for hair, and I cackled.
Turn the wigs around.
They have been together for a year and a half and they've never met. Again, that's gay standard.
They
Whatever.
met on the
And
sites.
yeah, they met on the sites, and he, you know, he's looking and really hopeful for this coming relationship. VaLentine is. So he
Mm-hmm.
invites his United Colors of Benetton as friends to come
Mm-hmm.
listen to his inspirational music. Um, and they don't comment. They have every opinion about his relationship, but they don't say anything about his music or the wig.
Not a single thing. Not a
Yeah.
thing. I guess they said we've got to pick our battles.
Yeah, but I don't know which one is more severe, him meeting this person
The
and
wig.
moving there or the
Fully
wig.
the wig. The wig. The wig is more severe than the music. The wig is the biggest issue.
It's the most egregious.
It's
Absolutely.
low key worse than the. No, go keep going.
So this is where just when you think the story couldn't even get any better, it takes a turn. So Carlos expresses that, well, VaLentine says that Carlos is a jealous person and that
Uh
he's
huh.
fiery and yada yada yada.
Uh huh.
So he says Carlos is jealous of VaLentine's friends, and that's
Yes,
because
with
Valentine,
cause.
right, and that's because VaLentine's friends are all past romantic trysts,
He's fucked
aka,
all of them.
yeah. And he passes this off as, we're gay and that's how you meet most of your friends who are,
and, and and
whatever.
while he's not fully wrong, because as I thought about my friend group, I, every time I ask, "What do you think?" is how do you know him?
Mm-hmm.
We tried to
Well,
talk, it didn't work out, so we decided to be friends. I was like,
yeah.
as I am an ally. You can't call yourself an ally. I am an ally and an accomplice. And
Mm.
you ain't got to understand everything. You just got to respect it.
That's it.
That's it.
Because the next scene is where it gets real spicy.
Mm.
So we learn that we learned that Carlos and VaLentine are both tops.
Mhm.
And they have an extensive lesson on what tops, bottoms versus and or only is in context to gay sex. I appreciated it because some people
It
need
was
to
an
know,
educational moment. Yeah,
and it wasn't too wild or whatever. But the most problematic was I was like, both of you are tops, and the major question for everybody in this for both friend groups, because we meet Carlos's friends, which we'll talk about in a second. Both friend groups are like, so what are y'all gonna do in bed?
because the first at Turn the Wigs Around studio session, they said, "What are you gonna do in bed? Wrestle to see who's gonna be on top." And
Yeah.
then in Carlos's friend group, his friend said, well, "What y'all gonna do? The one with the biggest butt gotta succeed." Like, that's just what it is. Sorry, I
Again,
don't make the rules.
yeah. Again, both how it works. I'm telling
All that made
you.
sense to me
Yeah.
mathematically.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's typically whoever has the biggest dick is the one that's topping, and the one that has the biggest ass
but
is
I
the one
think
that
you've got to
bottoms
stop
for you
using that
wrestling.
reference. It's like two bottoms in the bed looking at each other because it's clearly two tops in the bed.
Clearly, two bottoms in the bed together is a question mark. Two tops in the bed together is a lie. So so I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm not telling you what I think, I'm just telling you what I know.
I ain't got to understand it. I just got to respect
Just saying.
it. Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. Um, we also learn that Dewan, or black gay weave gentleman, is polyamorous.
Yeah.
And
And
I,
hypersexual.
yes. And I don't think that,
High sex drive, excuse me.
yeah, and I don't think Carlos understands it completely. So we meet Carlos goes to the beach. Well, they're always on the beach, and he meets up with his
Mm-hmm.
friends. And so
Jealous.
they're asking the hard hitting questions like, you don't know this nigga, like, you know, blah blah blah. You're both tops. You're both activo. So like, what do who's gonna be the passivo? You know what I mean? And they were like, well, because he's poly, we can get a bottom and it could work. But the complicated thing is like that's not
Carlos don't
going.
want that.
Carlos don't want that, and what's going to happen when it becomes a repeat, which is what happens in another story on this show. What happens when
Oh,
what
oh.
happens when the threesome wants to become a twosome and you exclude the one some? You know what I
Mm.
mean?
The other
Yeah.
issue here, multiple issues, is that Turn the Wigs Around wants to propose when he gets there. A. B. They both tops. C. Carlos is not out to his family. So Turn the Wigs Around is coming to visit. He's going to propose if things go well. They have never met. Oh, that's D. They have never met. And Carlos is not only going to come out to his family, but also potentially introduce Turn the Wigs Around. And can you imagine? I can't imagine bringing nobody with that head to around any of my family. I wouldn't live nothing down.
I have something very problematic to say, but it's the most honest thing, right? I really don't like, and this is the issue that I have with Armando on the other
Okay.
season. You can't go honestly to your parents asking them to open their minds and hearts to a whole lifestyle that they may or may not have lied to themselves about knowing about, or they just have no clue. Or, and you want them to digest all of this stuff that we on TV have a hard time digesting in 40 minutes. But this is somebody you know in real life. This is like their offspring and all they want, the best for their child, regardless if it's sexuality or not. They want to make sure their child is happy and safe. And this doesn't seem like a safe idea, emotionally or not, or physically. So I hate when people are like springing all this layered upon layered stuff on their family and then have
Mm-hmm.
this reaction of like, they hate me. I knew I shouldn't have said anything, and blah blah blah. Well, you never gave them the chance to. And I get it. There are moments where it's very difficult to share these ideals, and your parents share something like I remember my mother said she was against like gay marriage when I was in high school. So of course you clam up and whatever, right? But then it
Mm-hmm.
gets to a point where I'm like, well, I need to figure out if I want to. I know that this unconditional love shit is not for real. You know what I mean? If I know
Mm-hmm.
what the deal is with my parents and have I accepted that, then it's like, okay, well, I need to know how to navigate and communicate with my parents. I think a lot of times people put the honest on parents to for them to understand their children, which more often than not, yes, needs to happen. But you do need to get understand and know what pisses your parents off too. you know, like I don't like it's
I know.
unfair.
I know. Listen, I know in this day and age of education and access that we want everybody to get on board immediately in every way possibly. Um, However, the human truth of it, as much as we may not love it, is that that ain't the case. You've
Mm-hmm.
got old people who are stuck in all kinds, and not just old people, but you've got people who are stuck in all kinds of very narrow viewpoints and mindsets that is a challenge to work through. And does
Mm-hmm.
that give them the right to be disrespectful or nasty? No, that is where you are allowed to set your boundaries on what you will and will not tolerate. Um, but at the end of the day, whether you have a conversation with somebody about anything, not just as it pertains to homophobia, you have to understand that you can't control the result or the outcome of that conversation. And sometimes those conversations have outcomes that, you know, we are delightfully surprised with, and sometimes they are outcomes that we are disappointed with. And sometimes there are challenges that are overcome, and you've got parents who realize that their ideals and their mindsets were problematic, and then you've got other ones who are so staunch in where they're at, that's where they're at. And that's where we just have to figure out how to navigate in this world and continue to educate, and hopefully at some point down the road people will get on board
Yeah.
as a whole.
Yeah. Well, that was them.
I don't have a name for her, but he looks like Wayne Wonder.
Oh, Ariana and
Aryanna
Sherlon.
and Sherlon.
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 This is a returning seat from previous seasons, or season one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, the rundown of them is Ariana. She was having a hot girl summer, and
Mhm.
she met somebody, and she's one of them girls. I'm super careful, and you know, didn't happen, and she got pregnant.
Mhm.
However, oh boy was trying to, they're trying to navigate their relationship. That's exactly what happened in season one. So here we meet the cutest little chicken nugget named Odin, He was
Wow,
such a
super
little cute
cute.
little baby.
I'm not
We
trying to name him
learned,
after this white god though, but go ahead.
right. So we learn, if we're new here, that her man is in Jamaica.
Hmm.
Um, and like I said, she was got pregnant in Jamaica while having a hot girl summer, and he wasn't trying to wife her like that. And even in previews, because the preview for next week, rudity.
There were so many things.
Yeah. Um, so while she had a rather difficult pregnancy, she ended up having to have an emergency C-section 3 months early.
Noted right after she went to go see him at 6 months.
Yeah, yeah. She went to go see him at 6 months, and then she needed to fly back and have an emergency C-section,
Yeah.
which made me wonder a couple things. Don't know what, but we'll see. Uh, she has a really, really bad baby won't make him stay issue because she feels as though that this baby was supposed to unify them as a relationship and as a family. So when last season when it came time for him to like do like visa stuff for him to come to America, he didn't want to do the K1 visa. Um, if anything, he signed up for the tourist visa and
Yeah.
didn't complete that
No.
with no explanation that we know
No.
of.
When I tell you this nigga's the most nonchalant ass
Yeah, yeah, he's vibes. That's what we should call him, vibes.
vibes, vibes cartel.
Yeah, vibes, because everything is because when we actually meet him, I was very entertained by him and I was kind of like on board with him until I realized, oh no. Because
So
I
okay,
hate
all
being
right, we
on this side of, you know,
exactly. I'm like,
same thing with
okay,
Facu Doris.
uh-huh. So you know, we meet him. We find out all the backstory and all that stuff, right? Again, please note that she met him on vacation in Jamaica. She got pregnant at 6 months pregnant. She went to Jamaica to see him so he could see her belly. Went back, had an emergency C-section. Baby's born premature, 3 months. Has to be in the hospital. Fast forward, baby's almost two, and or baby's 10 months.
Yeah.
10 months,
Hmm.
and he still hasn't met the baby. Now, never completed the paperwork. We meet him as he is shopping because he's going to finally meet his child. Why? Because she is bringing baby Odin to Jamaica to meet him. Okay, this is another trip. He is in the boutique shopping for his son, who he's going to meet for the first time at 10 months. And he asked the lady, he doesn't go in and ball out and buy clothes and shoes and like I'm gonna do. He goes in and he asks for two bottles. And then the lady is like, "You said he's 10 months. He's still on
Listen,
bottles." She goes off
Auntie
on this.
Auntie Sherrianne had a conniption the entire time she was with him shopping. She was like, "Why
She
is he
said,
still on the bottle?
"Why don't you know anything?"
Are you sure it's yours?"
Right.
God, she was so agitated. Like, why are you here wasting my time? You don't know anything. She needed to be main cast. I hope that's his
And
real
he,
mother.
I hope so. I hope that we find that out later. And And he continues to remind us at every nook and cranny and turn that he has negative fatherly instincts, not even zero, negative. He's like, I don't know nothing about raising these little niggas. I don't know shit about a tiny
Yeah.
human. He's like, and on top of things, this lady wants to be with me. It's not funny,
It's
but
not, but it's funny.
because
Because
like,
points were made. It's just how he said it.
right, because it is also, it's the same. It ain't no different than in Catch a Priestess. Friends talking about, girl, have a baby by him, but you ain't gotta marry him. Like, we
Yeah.
out of that. It's like, girl, we got pregnant, but I don't know you like
He's like, I don't even know her favorite color. She doesn't even know
that.
mine.
I don't know her favorite dish.
Yeah, she
Like,
doesn't know
I
mine.
don't.
But he fears if she doesn't get what she wants, she'll keep the baby away.
But nigga, you've kept the baby.
I know. I know. Which is so
everything,
funny.
everything here is so wrong. It's
Yeah.
wrong.
And it's like, do people do you listen to yourself? Like, you know, when you
I'm
see these
convinced
things?
not.
Because
I'm
people
convinced
think
not.
that they're giving the most salient points of knowledge darts, and it just be like, did you write that down and read it back to yourself?
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he's right, they don't need to get married at all. He refers to her as bro, bruh, and homie. So they they don't need.
God, kid.
Yeah, yeah, he's a step, it's just a step above him calling you it, you know what I mean, to just,
Son.
yeah, dog, it's just let it go, queen.
Yo.
Yeah,
Woo, it was entertaining. I'm not gonna hold you.
yeah. And last but not least, um we have what I have labeled as big love. Listen, Big Love is a show that was about polyamory,
I
and
know it was. Look at. I see what you
yeah,
do that with your
yeah,
double entendre.
yeah, yeah, Big Love.
Ooh, that was too good. That just made
Yeah,
me. It made my face hurt.
yeah. Big Love featuring Abby, Gabby, and Frankie
A
is way
fucking.
too
It's a Scooby
convenient.
Doo commercial.
Yeah,
Scooby Doo episode.
it's way too convenient that these people are named Abby and Gabby, or
And
Gabby and
Frankie.
Abby and Frankie. I'm so glad that the sirens is going because this is quite necessary. Because when I was watching this, I said, "Oh my god!"
Miley, the whole time, the whole time,
Yeah,
I
the
was
whole
sitting
time.
there. I was, baby, they put Frankie up on that screen, and I was like, no, the fuck not. Like,
And I thought I was gonna go into this feeling bad for him that he was about to get played, but
hell
I
no.
was not expecting what ends up happening. Well, I was expecting any of this, honestly.
So Abby and Gabby been together 10 years.
Yeah,
10-year relationship they've been in.
in a
Uh,
lesbian relationship. Well,
in a lesbian, but bisexual identifying relationship. Both of them
mhm.
identify as bisexual, but they have been together for 10 years. Sometimes with other people, sometimes not. Um, Never repeat partners.
Yeah, they were like,
So
we still like dick. I was like, I know that's
I
right.
know that's right. And it was the way that Gabby, it was Gabby, Abby.
Abby.
It was the way Abby said it. She was like, we love each other and men have penis. So, and I was like,
Mm,
valid. So,
yeah, if you just need it for that,
um,
I understand, Queen. Just use it for
right.
that.
Again,
Yeah,
choices.
yeah.
So, um, they've been in this committed relationship. They have fun when they're ready to have fun. Enter Frankie, who once upon a time was married, grew up, had low self-esteem because
Did
he
you
was a
catch
big
where?
boy.
Did you catch where
Hmm.
he worked? Because it was funny when he how they met, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny." They met at a
Wait,
call
he
center.
said it. That's right.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
Put a pin in it. So
yeah.
he never thought he would get married because all growing up he had low self-esteem. He was always a big boy. He thought that wasn't going to lead to love and romance, which makes me so sad.
Hmm.
Um,
Until he found the love of dance.
till he found what?
The love of
The love of dance.
dance.
The love of
No, not
dance.
dance. It's dance.
Dance. He, he's like he's like that big Laotian boy or Filipino boy who be doing the ballet in the parking lot.
Yeah, yeah. That
To
motherfucker's
Bone Thugs and
graceful.
Harmony and shit. That nigga is graceful. Light on his feet.
Yeah.
So he found a love of dance and he found a love of his life at the call center and he had come into his personality and you know what I'm saying, found his groove until he got his heart broken and they got divorced.
Keisha dumped him.
And
I don't know if his name is
so his
Keisha.
other couple friends said, "We going away together, but you can come." So he went with his friends to Mexico, and they was like, "Oh, enter Abby and Gaby,"
Hmm.
and they all having a good time, and he's shocked. He's like, "They all over me, nigga. Like they rubbing on the nigga. They jolly jolly. We having a blast." Go back to the room. He said they all having a blast. They go fall asleep in the bed together. They love him. They fall asleep in the bed together. Nothing happens. But he wakes up in the morning and Abby and Gaby solicit menage a trois activities by
Hmm.
coming out the bathroom butt ass naked. Like, nigga, here we are.
Hmm. Yeah.
And he was like, oh shit,
That's a
this is a
great way to get
movie.
over a divorce, I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'll tell you something to get up under
Mm.
two. So
Hmm.
the thing about this, which makes it Frankie, it looks like um, Big Boy, not Outcast Big Boy.
Radio DJ
Ed
host,
Lover,
big boy.
radio DJ, Ed Lover and Big Boy, morning show Big Boy, Big Boy.
Hmm.
From the skin to like Big Boy pre-surgery.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
not saying everybody's deserving of love, and there's somebody for everybody. In this case, there was somebody for two.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody has what they're attracted to,
Ooh.
but it you just weren't expecting.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
whole
You
lot of
were.
nigga.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of nigga. But then it turns to a fucked up situation because
Yep.
he realizes that he's more into Abby than Gabby. I want to point out that Gabby is a white Mexican that has dreadlocks. That's also
I feel
something of note and
conflicted.
important. Yeah,
Uh huh.
I did too, but I didn't know what to do with that. I just needed to make that observation.
No, and I think you did that
And
beautifully.
yeah, so it's really because I was like, okay, what's the novelty? Then I'm like, oh, this is really messy because Gabby and Abby are in an interview and they talk about how there's no repeats. Yes, we have our fun, but we don't repeat people. But Abby's staring at her face because we learn that Abby is just as much into Frankie as Frankie is into her. So
Yes.
he calls her
and
gorgeous.
and Gabby is unaware
Knows
of the
nothing.
levels of their developed relationship.
Intimacy and relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Frankie has his family over to his house, like his nephew's over, and they cooking nigga spaghetti and all that good stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so so
I noted
Frankie's
it.
yeah, so Frankie is telling them, to get down with the get down. And I had a hearty chuckle because his nephew goes, "So you mean to tell me they went exotic on you?"
And then in his confessional, he's like, you know, he telling me about two ladies who he got exotic with.
Yeah. Yeah. I got exotic with. And the funny thing is that they keep posting pictures of him where they had like the tribal like ink on him and stuff like that. Like he was really he done got exotic
He
at
got
the Ritz
exotic with
Carlton.
niggas.
Yeah, exotic at the
He's
Ritz
like, he got
Carlton.
exotic with two ladies. I was
Yeah,
like, that's what I'm about to start calling threesome. Let's get
yeah.
exotic.
Let's get exotic, nigga. So, but he proposes a big idea which has a lot of audacity and expectation. He is going back to Mexico to propose to Abby because he wants Abby to leave Gaby and be with him.
He's convinced
That's going to
Abby
happen
is
too.
gonna leave Gaby and is gonna be with him.
And you think she gonna leave her lady of 10 years to be with you of 5 months? That y'all only been with each other for like a week or whatever. Listen, mess,
Mess,
mess.
mess.
Yeah. So I feel like we have one more couple that we meet next week.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so. I think so, but that's who we were introduced to this week.
yeah,
And I, you know, am just I'm on board.
yeah. So am I. Again, this episode recap is free everywhere. Everywhere. If you want, follow. Subsequent episodes, subscribe to us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Jade and XD. This audio is on the main stage. If you want the video version, go on over to YouTube, or you can go on the free side of Patreon and find it there. And yeah, can't wait for episode 2.
All right, we'll see you all next week.
If for whatever god awful reason you want more Jade and XD, make sure you subscribe to us on Patreon.